Got my tea. Ah, it's hot. I forgot to take the tea bag out. God, it's all falling apart. Tea bag out. So, depending on the tea, it depends on whether or not I leave the tea bag in. This is green tea, and I find that, especially with the brand of green tea that I buy, or that I get, you're supposed to take the tea bag out after like 4 minutes. Then like 7. So we'll see if this is a little bit extra bitter. No, it's still good. It's hot though, very hot. I usually let it cool down a little bit before I drink it. It is what it is. I say that a lot, apparently. So, wanted to talk about a few things, and we'll get to that right after this intro. Hi, loud birds. So, wanted to talk about a few things. Specifically, fries shutting down. And how I feel about that and kind of my history with fries. Lived in Texas my whole life, therefore shopped at Fry's my whole life. One of the only real tech companies that sold tech that was an option. There was Circuit City, but he didn't go to Circuit City. That's why they shut down first. So, move the camera a little bit. I have a lot of fond memories of Fry's and a couple not so great memories. It was like a field trip. It was like a Disneyland for me. Because they had everything. They had keyboards. They had musical keyboards. They had sound systems. They had computers, TVs. I don't know. It was magical as a kid to see all that tech in one place. And it's gone now. I mean, you have Best Buy, I guess. Micro Center if you just want to build a computer. But they even had the weird stuff like snow cone machines. And stuff that you never bought. But it was all cool to look at. I remember being a kid and going through the computer components and be like, one day I'll have a computer with, this. I don't even know what the graphics cards were at the time, but I remember the crappy 3D art on the boxes. I think that was so cool. I also remember how bad the people selling computers there really wanted their commission. They were worse than used car salesmen. And It's just not a way to viably run a business. And yeah, they make a hell of a lot of money on each computer sold, but man, it was a miserable experience. They would sell you crap because it's what they wanted to sell you as a company, because they got the most profit off of it. And they were useless technology that just wasted. It was e-waste. My mom bought a tablet from there back when Android tablets were still new. And like, she couldn't do anything with it. It was like a Fujitsu something or other. And it was just junk. It was trash. And they made a whole lot of money off of those, preying off of people who don't know tech. And that's anti-consumer and bad. But another thing that happened, and this happened to me personally, when I started college, my grandpa wanted to buy me a computer. You know, like, I guess he was trying to mend some bridges, and I needed a computer, and we were low on money at the time. And so we went to Fry's, and I was like, I need a desktop, because I want to render videos and like compile things, and I need processing power for that. Well, I got a desktop. I got an FX 8350. This was back in like 2014, 2015. And it was kind of junk, honestly. But it was the fastest computer I ever owned. I can turn shadows on in games. It was insane. But the power supply was a cheapo, no-name power supply, and after about 2 months of using it, it died. Because of course it did. It was a no-name gray power supply. Well, we had the warranty, so we took it up to Fry's. Fry's was like, hey, this is still under manufacturer warranty. We're not going to touch it. We're going to send it to the company, the manufacturer, to get it fixed. 'Cause that's free for us. Even though I paid for the 2-year warranty, I don't get to use it. And that 6 months of manufacturer warranty counts as my seller warranty, which is kind of garbage. Basically, they get a freebie for like 6 months or however long it was. So they sent it away, and it came back, and it was a different computer. I had put a second hard drive in it. That hard drive was gone. Different power supply. I doubt it was even the same motherboard or GPU. I think they just gave me a whole new computer. And obviously, all my stuff was gone. Projects that I had been working on that I transferred from my dying laptop to this computer, gone. Years worth of work. And it kind of broke me. I was devastated. Went up to Fry's, and they were like, you should have backed it up. Which honestly I should have. But they didn't warn you that this was going to happen, and they didn't do anything. They just let it go. But that wasn't the end of the problem. The problem was the power supply died again. Apparently it was just a really cheap, crappy power supply. And I took it back up there, threw a huge fit. My grandpa was with me. He threw a huge fit. My dad was with me. He threw a huge fit. And eventually they took it in to fix it in-house, to actually use my warranty. And they gave me a loaner and said it'll be ready in about 3 weeks. Cool. 3 weeks, it sucks. I got a loaner. I'm backing everything up to the cloud now. It's cool. Whatever. 3 weeks went by, still no computer. 6 weeks went by, no computer. About half a year goes by, and we go up there, and they're like, oh, yeah. Well, we don't know when your computer is going to be ready. And we threw a fit. And we demanded that they give me a new computer. A computer of equal value. And they did. And we also demanded that they give me a different brand. And they upgraded me to... I'm sorry, the first computer was a 6300. This computer was the 8350. And they upgraded me to an RX 480. And that was that. And I never went back to Fry's for a problem like that. I used that computer for about a year, 2 years maybe. And then I had saved up enough money that I just built my own computer from scratch. But it was just such a hassle. And they just didn't want to do the thing we were paying them to do. You know, they had the job of repairing my computer when my computer broke, and they wouldn't do it. I don't know. But even then, I still kind of loved Fry's. You know, it was like a home. But after that, I no longer bought the warranty, and it was just what it was. There's people coming, crossing the street. So that was my experience with Fry's. You know, they had not the best customer service, not the best anything, but it was unique. It was what it was. Still bummed that they're gone. You know, it's really sad, but you know, Micro Center is still a thing. Radio Shack isn't. Circuit City isn't. But hey, we still have Amazon and Newegg. That's kind of it. So, a couple things we're going to talk about is I already talked about Fry's closing. That's going to be right before this, hopefully, if my editing is right and if the footage turns out right. Haven't filmed it yet. Now, I'm going to talk about what I did today. Today, I got my Moderna COVID vaccine. Hopefully, this doesn't get flagged as being some kind of, you know, thing that won't work on YouTube or won't show up in feeds because I said the word. But I'm not anti it, or I'm for it. And I'm not here to like spread misinformation other than that it was kind of interesting how I had to get it. So everyone in my house is high risk. All of us. So 2 people have diabetes. 1 person has high blood pressure and it's like early onset COPD. We're all falling apart, basically. I'm one of the most healthy ones here, and that's saying something. But to get it, we had to sign up on the website for CVS, and it just wouldn't work. And we tried for like an hour and a half, and finally we got through, and everyone can get it except my little sister because it's the Moderna vaccine, and she's 16, about to be 17, and she doesn't age into that. And so there's a potential issue where even once we're vaccinated, we still can't do things because we don't want to bring it home to her or anything like that. And it's not her fault or anything like that. You know, she wishes she could get it, but it is what it is. You know, it's a bummer, but we're still moving forward. We already got our first one. I got it in my right arm. It didn't hurt like going in. I'm used to vaccines. I get an injection once a month. So like I'm really used to shots, and it didn't hurt going in, but it hurts like hell now. Like it feels like somebody just frogged me right in the arm. Wouldn't recommend that part. But aside from that, I feel fine. Supposedly the second vaccine is the one where you feel not great. We'll see. But for now, I feel fine. We had to go to CVS. The line was basically through the door. It was the entire left side of the building. We came in, we signed in, had an issue signing in because they're supposed to hit sign in through text. I clicked it and it's like the page can't be loaded. I guess everybody tried to click it at once and it went down. I think they would be more prepared for that. It kind of reminds me like whenever the .gov insurance thing for the Obamacare came out and like it just went down and wouldn't work for like anybody. Or like when FAFSA needs to be re-upped that first day, it's always a nightmare, at least here. But it reminded me of that, and we came in and we had to sign in at the pharmacy because we couldn't sign in with the text. Then we went and waited in line. Nobody was 6 feet apart for a while until, you know, one of the employees came through and like made everybody separate. I actually went around instead of walking like next to the line. I went around the aisles and came into the back because I didn't want to walk through everybody. We had double masks on, and I wore one glove because my other hand was like this. But it wasn't bad. You know, I expected a lot worse. And it's kind of nice knowing that most of my family is going to be safe at this point. And it really bothers me that we're not all there yet, but it's a start. Definitely a start. So, yeah. Bit of a positive. Even though, kind of lukewarm positive. I get my second one on March 26th? Eh, whatever. I get it in March. And then I'm good. Then I can start seeing people again. Like, I want to see my grandparents and friends that I just haven't been in contact with aside from online for like a year now, and it sucks. I want to be able to do things, and even if I can't go places, just seeing these people would be like enough, honestly. But yeah, I miss people. It's weird. I'm agoraphobic. I hate going outside, but I'm going outside. I've been stuck indoors, and I don't know, it changes your perspective. Being trapped somewhere, like, not of your own will. Yeah. Oh well. So Fry's closing and my vaccine. What a fun topic. Or two topics. It's good tea. Very hot still. Yeah. And tea time. See ya. Cheers. Cheers. It was off camera. I'm holding it too long. I'm kind of slouched in my seat. It is what it is. Gotta stop saying that.